everyone, Jack here. It's time for another podcast. We haven't done a video for a while, so we thought it'd be good just to catch up and chat about some things. And I've got Tom here.
Hello.
Because I don't want to talk to myself for this whole podcast.
Yeah,
I obviously need someone to talk to. It would be a bit weird. Before we get into it, I'll mention a bit of a channel update because there hasn't been one on the YouTube side, though I do post fairly regularly on the Facebook page, so do check that out if you want to see more consistent updates. The main story is I moved in with friends, it must have been end of last year, around November, and my wife and I were looking for a house, and so I took a break from YouTube because we were living with other people, and that was really nice. It was about a 3-month break, published the old video, but taking a break from it, and that was quite nice. I was really keen to get back into it when we moved into our new house. Then we moved into our new house, and there's no internet there. There's the cable. Oh, the thing you need to know in New Zealand, there's 2 massive networks of like cabling for internet. One is called Chorus, which pretty much every internet company uses their lines to provide internet. And there's another one provided by a company called Vodafone, which is actually international. So most of you guys have probably heard of it. Turns out there isn't a Chorus line to this house. So all of the internet company that I want to use, that we've used before, doesn't have a connection to the house. And they'd have to lay these, they have to dig up the lawn and the driveway and lay new cables in. And I don't really want to have to switch to this other company because I don't really have anything to do with them. I'd be locked in for a long term. And
are they getting fibre?
I could probably go into a long-term term with them and upgrade to fibre. But what we've decided, so fibre is coming to where we're living very, very, very soon. We could be weeks away, could be maybe a month or 2. So we're just going to wait until then, get the free upgrade to fibre or free installation because New Zealand government's rolling that out. So then we'll have the fastest internet we've ever seen, way faster than we had at the last place. And then we'll have full internet access and it'll be all sweet and dandy. And the cool thing is the company that we're with is currently offering a promotion for just a month. You sign up for a 2-year contract, which for most people wouldn't work if you're flatting like we were before, but that's fine for us because we're planning on staying there for ages. And you lock in for 2 years, and the first year it's $30 cheaper per month.
Oh, wow.
For the whole year. So overall, that's $360 worth of savings.
Yeah. So
I'm like, okay, that's a decent amount of savings. And I said, and we've been working it through with them, and they've done all the best they can, but we can't get it at the moment because they don't have internet and they can't get the plan. But they've put a note on the account that when we get internet, even if it's in a couple months' time, they're still going to honour that deal for us.
Oh, that's good.
And give us the deal. I'm like, oh, you guys are so cool.
This is a really good video game podcast.
Yeah. We're talking about internet. But yeah, so we'll get internet soon. We've got internet like on our phone, and I've got a work laptop so I can do work, but I don't have the massive download speeds and ban or usage for downloading new games. So I've been playing quite a lot of older games. Tom's been providing me with some of my update files. Tom's been my courier. And so that's been useful. But yeah, so that's the state of the channel. I'm going to try... I'm picking 1 or 2 games to maybe do a series on so I can just film them at home. And then I can hopefully give Tom, or I can get someone else, give the files to them, and then you guys can upload it, and then I can schedule them out. But we'll see what we can do. I'm kind of keen to get back into it. I've got that itch. Need to play some more games. I need to record and talk about them. Games. But what have I been playing? I want to talk firstly about a game that I finished. I did a whole series on it with Peter on this channel, and that was the Lego Hobbit.
Yeah.
So... went back, I was at like 92.8%. And those Lego games are about, finicky completionist.
Yeah.
Just...
got 100% every level.
Got 100% every level, get the studs, unlock every character.
And it even sucks because there's a lot of open world stuff in the newer games.
Yeah. I finished it, the last 8%, which I thought would have been the hardest 8% because it's the last 8% of the game. Actually did it in just a couple of evenings, like an hour or 2 each evening, and it was actually really fun. And I think it was because it was this open world. There were little silly quests and there were little silly missions or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, save this person, or I need to escort my carriage of cabbages or something.
Well, the games are pretty nonsensical.
Yeah, they're pretty silly and lighthearted. And I actually enjoyed playing that. It's like, cool. So what I've recently got started getting into is Lego Star Wars, which is probably one of their first Lego games.
I think it was the first one.
Yeah.
We were talking about it when I was here last.
Yeah, it was one of the first ones. I'm playing the complete collection, which is all 6 movies in one bundle set. Playing it on Steam. It sucks. It's not great. It's not that bad.
It doesn't hold up to the newer games.
It just doesn't hold up. And it's not the graphics. It's just in the gameplay and the purpose for things. I found... Oh, and the other one I played actually was the Lego Movie Lego game. That's a mouthful. As I finished the campaign of that. Which was it was actually probably more fun because everything's just so wacky and zany, whiny and zacky. But so in the best example I can think of in the Lego games, you collect bricks like gold bricks, and then at the end you can collect these red bricks, and the red bricks unlock cheat codes for you. They're really powerful bricks. In the Lego Hobbit series, you'd have to do like a series of quests. Or missions, and missions wouldn't appear until the previous mission had been done.
Yeah.
And so you'd feel invested because you've seen this character over several missions, and eventually there's this bigger mission at the end, and at the end you'd get the red brick.
Yeah.
Makes sense. It was a really good reward for, pursuing it the whole way.
Mm.
It's playing the Lego movie game. And there's a bit of free roaming hub worlds. One of them was in the city that the movie starts in, and there's this fountain in the middle, and there was some bricks. I built a photocopier next to the fountain, and then I pushed the photocopier along this track, and it slotted into the side of the fountain, and the red brick appeared.
Wow.
And I was like, what? That doesn't make any sense. It didn't seem...
It felt cheap completely.
It felt really cheap, and just there was no soul in it.
I feel like they probably pumped that game out in time for the movie.
It definitely feels pumped up. It's amusing because it's pushed out really quickly because it obviously wanted to come out with the movie, or I think it came out with the release of home, like the DVD and whatnot release. It has cutscenes from the movie, however, licensed music, or not even licensed music, but some of the songs they weren't allowed to use it, so they've had to put in other way worse songs. Like there's a scene where, which is very fun to us, where Batman's driving the crew through Middle Zealand, and he's pumping his rap song in the back of the car. Like these massive speakers are pumping, and he's singing about how he's so dark and depressed.
Dark metal.
Yeah, like my parents are dead, I'm so depressed, everything's dark. Like it's actually quite funny and silly song if you can hear it. And they haven't, for some reason, they don't have the rights to that song, and so it's just this weird hip hop beat. And it's not even loud, and so the cutscenes of these characters going, I don't like the song, and it's lame.
I want to see this now. Just to see how bad it is.
I'll show you later. But there's no soul in that game. But there's weird because it's also got custom voice lines from some of the actors, which I'm pretty sure maybe they were recorded for the movie but never made the cut.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure a lot of them are game worthy. Like pick up this or grab that. Yeah. So real weird. Yeah, the Lego Star Wars games, they just don't have as much soul because they're not as creative. Like it's a Lego version of the game.
But do you mean the Lego Star Wars or the Lego movie?
I'm sorry, the Lego Star Wars. It was a great Lego version of the movie.
Oh, well, that was the starting point as well. That was like, what, 7 years ago?
Oh, I think it was 10. I think one of them came out in like 2005.
Yeah, but 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That's a long time in game development.
Yeah. Like, I think they've learned a lot about how to really take that fun Lego universe.
You look at like the last maybe 5 or so games, like they've really stuck with like the same thing. Like they've really got it nailed down.
They've got the Lego Marvel series. They've done 2 of those now. Lego Batman. I think they're up to 3.
Yeah. They had like the Hobbit was like in that.
Yeah, the Hobbit, and they had Lord of the Rings before that. But like we had Indiana Jones way back.
Oh, yeah.
I actually own one of them on DVD. I think it was they did 2 of them, I think. And they were pretty good from memory. But this Lego one, like the levels are cool, but some of the levels are like 2 minutes long. Some of the boss levels, I could churn them out under 2 minutes. And then getting those bricks again, one time you got to do the level once to get a brick. There's another time we have to do it in a certain time to get another brick, and then another one to do it in a certain amount of stuff. You're just repeating the same thing. Yeah. It was interesting. I don't think it really made me feel like those ones were bad games. It made me appreciate the newer ones so much more. So they're bringing out the Force Awakens Lego Star Wars game this year. Actually really looking forward to it because the graphic engine, like I love the movie. The graphic engine looks like it's been improved. The cutscenes look amazing in it. But they've actually done some really cool things to how the Lego games work. So the bad guys can build stuff now.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Which, to me, was like, why hasn't that been in there? Because that makes complete sense. But yeah, having them been able to build makes it feel like a real Lego universe. Also, there's over-the-shoulder
Shooting.
cover-based shooting.
Yeah.
Which will be, I've seen some gameplay of it. I'm like,
Different.
that's different.
Yeah.
It seems to work, and as long as they don't overdo it, it should be alright. Like, they've got the movie, I don't know how many missions are in the movie, but they've added other missions to it that aren't in the movie because they wanted to expand out the content a bit.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of there's a mission with Han Solo and Chewie on how they captured the beasts that were in, whatever they're called.
Wrathkai? Something. Yeah.
The crazy things that are on their ship.
Yeah.
And there's a whole
Spoilers,
series of them.
Jack. The movie's been out for what, 6 months?
I won't say what happens, but yeah, like all that kind of stuff. Like, there's always cool. So it'd be really interesting to see how it goes. I hope it is. It looks like that one's actually had a lot of love put into it, which I'm grateful for. And it has been delayed. Well, it's not delayed, but it's come out, 3 or 4 months after the home cinema release, which was 3 or 4 months after the movie. Like, they didn't push it out for a certain time.
They haven't rushed it, so they've taken their time.
Yeah. So, real interesting that I've tried to be playing through the Star Wars one, and it's all right. But then I'm kind of going, I'm kind of enjoying this, but it's not a game I probably want to just sit down and churn out.
A lot of nostalgia?
Yeah, there's a bit of nostalgia, but it's more fun when I just sit down with a friend and just want to chat, and we can just mindlessly run around and smash up bricks. Though, you've been playing something else which is much more interesting.
A certain game called Overwatch?
Certain game called Overwatch?
Oh boy, it's good.
I've seen so much awesome stuff for Overwatch, and so much... I don't know how to put it, but Battleborn is getting pummeled into the ground.
I saw Battleborn, and I couldn't tell whether it was a MOBA, a first-person MOBA, or whether it was kind of more like Borderlands, was like a single-player thing. Mm-hmm. I watched a Let's Play on it.
Yeah.
The Achievement Hunters, and it was what they were doing was a MOBA. But I've heard it's also like a single-player game, and I don't even know what genre it is.
The single-player missions, there's a campaign, but I don't think there's any order. I think I watched a bit of the Achievement Hunters, but I think I also had no idea what they were doing.
Yeah,
I watched
obviously
Good Game. I think it was Nick Boy from Good Game. He played a bit of it, and actually he did a lot more purpose in. It was just him with some other guys, and I could see how the game was supposed to work. I'm like, that's pretty cool. It's kind of like Borderlands, you know, but when you compare that
to Overwatch, it doesn't.
It is a different style of game, but the quality is.
I didn't play the beta because I was out of town.
Right.
And I didn't know how good it was until it came out. Holy smokes! So good. Really satisfying.
Multiplayer, just...
Yeah. 6 on 6. And I think there's an overtime mechanic. So it's a lot of the maps are pushing the cart or...
Pushing a payload.
Pushing the payload to the end. Or capture this point, then capture the next point. Like rush, I guess, in Battlefield. Or contest this one point, 2 teams attacking. And there's an overtime mechanic. And it's just standard. So if there's someone in there, it'll be contested and the timer won't run out. Mm-hmm. And then it's maybe 10 seconds. And I've had some of the most intense fights of my life on that overtime.
Yeah.
Because we had one last night. And overtime probably went for about 3 minutes.
Far out.
Because we're sitting there on the cart defending, just going crazy.
Yeah.
And they just kept on trickling in one at a time, just kept on resetting it, and it was... and they were inches away from getting it. It was so good. And
do you think it's going to not replace TF2? Does it... it's interesting...
It'll take a lot of the player base.
Yeah.
But it won't kill it.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to ever kill TF2 until they take the servers down.
Yeah. Do you think it's just going to end up with both these games having solid player bases?
Yeah.
Because I find it's so... Not so similar. It's very similar, though the classes behave quite differently.
Yeah. Because I've played a lot of TF2.
Yeah.
And there's only the 9 heroes, or 9 classes, but you got a lot more weapon loadouts. Mm. So in total, you probably have 100 different things to play as. Mm. You can play with this rocket launcher or this rocket launcher, blah, blah. When Overwatch, you've only got the 21 heroes. Yeah. It's much more diverse. I think, TF2, the heroes are diverse. I feel like Overwatch is possibly more so. Well, each hero is purpose-built for a role. Yeah. When, Team Fortress 2, you can play, the soldier as aggressively or defensively, so depending on what you've got. So, okay. Yeah. No, it's a really good game.
Blizzard generally has been nailing releases recently.
Diablo 3.
Yeah, like they've brought so much. Yeah, that game has turned out really, really well. Like initially, there was
Diablo 3 went from like one of my most regretted purchase to like my favorite purchase.
Yeah,
especially with Reaper of Souls.
Hearthstone, they've nailed that.
Yeah.
I listened. I think it was possibly on the Giant Bomb podcast I was listening to. They were saying how Blizzard seemed to be at the moment just watching the game market and being like, here's a bit of a, not a niche, but here's a genre which isn't being like nailed yet. Let's nail it and just reap a whole lot of money from it.
Yeah.
And so they're like, okay, Hearthstone, get that card jump. Yep, nailed it. Okay, we've got it.
Like before that, there wasn't really a big card game. There was like Magic the Gathering and
but
like Notch-made Scrolls.
Yeah.
And there was like there was stuff like that, and but man, they just
they balance accessibility and depth. They've just I thought it was interesting when comparing it to TF2 because TF2 is free and this is around $60 depending.
It's cheaper than that, 40.
I think PC can do it for 40. I think consoles.
Okay. Yeah, console will be 100. Whatever.
Yeah, well, New Zealand's around 100. But the $60 tier that you can get for PC is the normal one for console. So I can't get that cheaper tier.
Yeah.
Like I haven't played it because I haven't had internet, and I still don't have internet. I got invited. I think every the last 3 or 2 betas.
So one open beta and then the 2 closed ones.
Yeah. So
lucky bastard.
I got invited to all those, but because when I applied, I had internet. But yeah,
I actually saw it. The last time you've been on BattleNet was over a year ago.
God.
I saw that last night. I'm like, huh.
Yeah, I really haven't been that up for a while. But I'm really looking forward to possibly trialing it out. I'm sure they'll have some free trials later.
Oh, yeah.
But it's really
good.
Yeah.
And playing with friends is really satisfying because you can get combos. Like, I'll play this guy who has a big shield, and you can play the guy who turns into a turret, and we just sit here and we'll defend.
Yeah.
And it's really fun.
Have you played many pub or public matches with just complete randoms?
Yep, I've done a lot of that.
Do you find there's much of everyone just goes with the heroes they want, or people?
No, well, in the initial setup, so like at the start of the game, there's like the lobby.
Yeah.
And there's like, you get to pick your heroes.
How many heroes are there, roughly?
There's 21 heroes.
Wow, that's actually a lot of heroes.
I know, it's a lot more than I thought.
Yeah.
And then there's 6 teams. So, and there's like probably 8 offensive ones.
Yeah.
And there's probably like 6 support ones who have, some of them can has like a grenade launcher type guy. There's one that has like,
would a medic
build
go into there as well?
No, there's there's the attack, there's defense, there's tank, there's like 6 tanks, and then there's 4 supports. Okay. And like 3 of the supports can heal. Mm-hmm. And so like the 6 people on your team, they'll pick like a hero, and then on the page will say, okay, the game will say, okay, your team composition has too many attacking heroes and no defensive or healers. Right. You need these guys. Yeah. And it'll still let you play them, but it'll show up like red, like no support.
So they're trying to encourage you to balance the team.
Yeah. I mean, my most played class at the moment is the main healer, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you find yourself switching a lot in a match or just kind of sticking to one?
Depends on how things are going. Because,
like if you're winning, do you just kind of stick with it?
Yeah, if you're winning, you stick with it. But say you're attacking and you've ran out of half your time and you're not getting anywhere, then like you and some other guys might switch the classes to counter what they've got. Yeah, okay. And then you can push through and get on the point.
Yeah, I was listening to someone talk about it'll be because there's certain. It seems like the modes are tied to the map. So you're playing a map, you know what's going to kind of happen, like the procedure of the game. And it sounds like it might end up, if in an esports sense, if it goes to there, which Blizzard things generally do. It will kind of be like, okay, you start the game off as this hero, and then when you get to here, you probably need to be this hero.
Yeah, that's probably exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, it'd be interesting that I kind
of... And maybe even every time they run out of spawn and they get killed, they'll change.
Yeah. I hope there's a lot more dynamic changes.
Yeah, well, you've got the ultimate thing, which is like a big, powerful ability, and that builds up over time. And as you
regardless of death as well? If you die...
Yeah, if you die, it doesn't reset. Okay, yeah. But if you change hero, it resets. Okay. So... Okay. Yeah, so you can't play as a guy and get your ultimate and then switch to another person and use his one. Yeah. You have to so it encourages if you're halfway
through. To invest
in
a character.
Yeah, if you're halfway through, you're like, I'm already halfway there, there's no point dropping out now to pick this guy. I may as well stay with it and try and use my ultimate to push through. Mm-hmm. Really good game though, love it.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to playing it. I've really been missing playing Siege because that was a game, I think I picked it up for $40 end of last year, and I've really enjoyed, it's a solid shooter. It's a very different shooter.
Oh, yeah.
I probably would enjoy them back to back, switching between them each night.
Very different pace.
Because very, very different pace, and one's much more hard. I'd see Siege as more of a hardcore when I want to get
slow, methodical
strategy, teamwork, and the other one, it's still those things, but
you fly by the seat of your pants
through
the chaos and hope you come out the other side.
Yeah. And Siege has just released their free update. It released on my birthday, and it was,
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday! Yeah, but it was really cool getting this update come out, saying it comes out, and I'm like, cool, that's neat. I can't play it, but two new I call them heroes, operators, new map. It looks so good, and the changelog is incredible. So many things that they've done for the community, and it's all free, and
it's
wow.
Great when the devs are involved in the community like that.
Yeah. So
they're on the Reddit and forums and stuff.
Yeah. So Siege is turning out to be better and better. It's kind of like Diablo. Well,
I think Siege probably started out good.
Yeah, Siege was actually
and it's getting better. Diablo was just ugh.
Yeah. So two other games which have had really good support recently. One is Stardew Valley, which me and you have played so much of.
Oh, yeah.
You got it initially, on release.
I got it initially on release, played hardcore for a week, and then I stopped.
How many hours do you think?
Probably did 30 hours.
30 hours, yeah. So
maybe even. Yeah.
You were raving about it, and I was like, oh, yeah, it looks alright. And I watched a little bit of it.
I didn't understand it until I played it.
Yeah. I picked it up, it must have been about a month afterwards or a couple of weeks afterwards. It was quite a while after it was released.
Yeah.
I was sick one long weekend. And so I ended up buying it. And over the course of 2 or 3 weeks, I put in over 60 hours.
Yeah.
Which is a phenomenal amount. There's things I've seen which you don't even know.
Yeah, you were showing me the skeleton in the desert. And I was like,
what? What's going on here? I think I was actually going at a really fast pace as well. I found some good strategies, but I haven't played it since. I stopped suddenly and just haven't touched it again. But the developers putting in a lot more in-game content because I felt like the game had slowed down a bit. I don't really know what I'm I know there's one event. I've been told about an event which comes up later, in the game. I haven't looked it up.
Yeah,
and I'm sure there's plenty other events on the way, but I kind of. I can make, some days I'm making 10, 15 grand a day in money, which is a massive amount of money in that game.
Yeah.
And I kind of just feel like I'm just making money. Sweet.
I stopped once I got married in the game.
Yeah, so I got married. I haven't upgraded my house to the highest level yet.
Yeah, but that's there's stuff I'll do, and then there's just tedious stuff that I can't be
Yeah, that's kind of where
that's just farming hardwood, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have to spend, I think it's another whole week's worth of visiting the special place every morning and
chopping down the trees.
Yeah, chopping down the logs to get the hardwood.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of it's just tedious, but I want to try it again because it was really cool.
I might start again. Maybe make a new save.
Start again. Well, I guess if you're not...
I was only a year in, so...
He is thinking about adding co-op.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I'd
love to play some co-op.
Very, very cool. If you haven't played Stardew Valley, highly recommend. I would like to do a video on it probably someday, but I was going to do a series, but then I was like, no, it doesn't... It kind of works as a series, but
I think it's too slow for a series.
Yeah, I thought about doing a series where I'd do a video, and then I'd play 5 hours, and then do another video. But then... It'd probably just be more efficient just doing a video halfway through the game or 10 hours into the game and show the features. But then by then there's so much going. It's something I think you need to watch probably someone else play a little bit of.
Yeah.
Or try it for yourself. It's
the thing is the game's real cheap as well.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I think I got it for $18.
Yeah.
I was sitting there and I was going between Undertale and Stardew Valley.
Have you played Undertale?
No, but I sat down and I'm going to buy something.
Yeah.
It's either this or that, and I went Stardew Valley.
Yeah. I've heard Undertale's amazing as well, but that's only a 4 or 5 hour game.
Yeah, I'm going to go and get that at some point.
Yeah. Something I should actually bring up that I didn't think about mentioning, but what my wife got me for my birthday was a Steam Link.
Mm-hmm.
And so a Steam Link is a device which you plug. So it's plugged into the TV in our house, which is in a different room from where our computer is now. Because before my computer was next to the TV.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
Which was pretty sweet. Hooked up via HDMI, and so then we could just play. Anything, and it worked really, really well. We did we did one of the live streams we did for GOG.
It was screen sheet and stuff.
Yeah, it was
in front of the
multiplayer madness, and we did screen sheet. We did Risk of Rain and
crawl?
Spelunky. We didn't do crawl. I always wanted to do a crawl one, but it wasn't out then.
Yeah.
I think it's still in early access. Anyway, it was really cool. So now my computer's on the other side of the house.
Your TV's on the other side of it. Well, I guess your computer is.
They're both away from each other. So the Steam Link is under the under the TV, and they're hooked up to the computer via Ethernet. So I put in high-speed Ethernet under the house, and then that's plugged into the TV. And essentially, I can communicate to my computer.
It just streams your computer. It
streams my computer, but it's also streaming control information back. So my controller's hooked up to the Steam Link.
Your 360.
Yeah, my
Xbox 360 controller is connected to the Steam Link.
And it's wirelessly as well. So there's a bit of delay with that. Then there's a delay when the control signals go to the computer then renders the video and audio and then sends it all back. But it actually works really, really well. There was one game that I've decided not to play on it, which was The Witcher 3 when I tried it.
Okay.
Because there was a bit of the bitrate was struggling a little bit. Like, I might need to fine-tune some settings, but it was a bit blurry at parts and I couldn't read certain words. And when you're turning, the bitrate dropped. And there was a little bit of a delay, which for that game I found interesting because it's an RPG, an action RPG, but I felt like when I was turning, there was like just a bit of a delay. Yeah. It might be because of how much video I was trying to push through.
Yeah.
But I've also been playing Spec Ops: The Line, which is a first-person over-the-shoulder shooter, which I thought I would have cared more about that latency because it's a shooter, but haven't minded it at all and completely enjoyed it. We played Dirt 3 rally car racing, and the delay is like it's there and it's noticeable, but after playing for 2 minutes, you're used to it.
Yeah. I did Steam in-house streaming with my laptop, and I just ran an Ethernet cable through the house, just along the floor, because I didn't care.
Yeah.
And I was playing Fallout 3 on it before Fallout 4 came out. I think I was getting ready for it. And that worked fine. There was like a little bit of latency because I was on the controller, but no problem at all. Could happily play after a few minutes. I really enjoyed being able to sit down on the couch and I can play with up to 4 people. The best game, thing is, this is only once we get internet, which is really amusing. The best game it's going to be for is probably the Jackbox Party Packs. Yes, Fibbage and...
Just pushing a button on the TV.
Yeah.
It takes like 30 seconds to warm up.
Connect.
It boots up, and then there's a series of like trying to connect to one another to check like they're both going. Though like I can tell my Steam Link to be running all the time, but it only gets used probably once a week at the moment, so it's just on standby.
Yeah.
I'm wondering once we've got a router and they've both got internet connections, if they might always be talking. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see, but it's just a direct connection at the moment. So turn on, and it takes a while to check that Steam's running on the computer. But yeah, it works surprisingly well.
And it's like $100 as well.
Yeah, we got it in New Zealand. They don't sell it here yet, but Amazon US sell it, and we got it for 90 New Zealand, and that was 90 New Zealand dollars shipped. And it took about 2 or 3 weeks to get
That's pretty good. I'd invest in one.
Yeah, it's the size. I actually have no idea what to compare it to, but it's small. It's really heavy.
Yeah, it feels solid.
It must be a massive.
It's smaller than like a passport hard drive.
Yeah, it's like a little passport hard drive or one of those small little portable hard drives, and it. For what it does, for its value, I think it's great. Like I could have built a small computer and a small tower next to it and run like in-home streaming through it or run SteamOS on it to get the same thing, but I wouldn't be able to do that for $90.
No. And it would be way more hassle.
Yeah. I probably could do more on it, but it'd be way more hassle, I think. Like at the moment, I can do web browsing on it through the SteamOS has a web browser in it, and that's all right.
Well, you can go on your desktop.
Yeah, I can go to desktop and minimize it, which is good if I want to watch a video, but like there's a bit of a delay.
The controls are clunky.
Yeah, and the controls are clunky. It's just easier to, if it's on Netflix or something, just use the Netflix app on my TV, and that works way better. Though I haven't tried any of those because we don't have internet, so... But it's really, really cool, and I actually completely didn't think about mentioning that, but I'll be keen to be trying more and more games on it. I'll never record anything on it because my recording setup's at my computer.
Yeah, with the mic.
With the mic and stuff. But it's been really cool to sit down and play that. So, any other games you've been playing other than Overwatch?
Overwatch.
We haven't had a podcast.
Started Hearts of Stone, Witcher 3 Hearts of Stone.
Okay, that is what I want to talk about.
Have you played it?
I have not finished it.
Okay.
But without giving too many spoilers away, there's a point where you have to do 3 tasks.
Yeah.
And I'm on the second.
I got the tasks and I stopped playing there, and I need to go back in.
Oh my goodness. So this is what I was coming to say, is I've started playing it after having played Witcher 3 for ages, and it's incredible. The depth, once I've just got invested into a little bit, I'm completely in it. I'm finding myself always wanting to play it.
Yeah.
So there's two tasks.
Yeah, he gives you the two.
One of them is you have to give this guy
the night of his life. But he's dead. Oh, I mean, that's what I know. As far as I know, he's dead.
It is the most hilarious quest I think I've ever played, especially in The Witcher. Possibly, like, I've played some funny games. Like, I've played Jazzpunk, which is essentially one-liners for the whole game. I'm probably going to show you after this because I don't want to spoil anything on this, but it is so good. So, you know my dad. You know our dad.
Yeah, I know your dad.
Yeah, I don't know how to say that sentence. You know our dad. When he laughs, he has that big laughing out loud cackle. Yeah. I was doing that. It was that funny. Just going, I was laughing out loud. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
That DLC is just superb. All of the writing. It started off, I was like, oh yeah, this is okay.
Yeah, I thought you went to a new area and we were still in Novigrad Valley, and I was like, eh.
I think it is a new area. I think they've just lopped it on the side.
Oh, yeah, it's up to the top north.
Because it's in the top north, but I think they've also added a bit to the right. Because I'm in this castle and finding notes about a guy who kidnapped children for ransom money, and as you enter the forest, it actually purposely goes dark and spooky, and there's crows and beasts. Like, this is in the middle of the day. And I'm like, this is awesome. And I entered a village where there's, like, it was, you know how you get those, I can't remember what they're called in The Witcher 3, but there's monsters in it and you have to clear it out. It's called a something settlement or a...
yeah, I know what you mean.
Whatever it is, but you got to kill the bad guys and people come in.
Yeah.
Usually there's some houses and they're just they're decrepit or whatever, and there's some whatever in there. There was this one which was kind of on the side of a valley, and there was a couple of houses. It was quite substantial in size, but like it was quite long. Not many houses, but lots of like pathways and whatnot. Had spiders in it, and every surface was covered in spider webs.
Ugh.
Thick spider webs.
Gross.
Massive amount.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it would have been... Yeah, I was kind of... Like, I walked in not knowing what this was, and I didn't see the spiders yet, and I'm like, what is this white webbing on everything? And it's not like spiderweb size. It's like the rope you would use to dock a boat with size. And it's on the grounds, the sides of the houses. It was incredible. And yeah, so I knocked them all out and it all disappeared. And it was only like 3 or 4 spiders, but they are the size of your horse. Spiders the size of your horse. They're level 35 or something.
The expansion is recommended for like 30
so I played with my game saved after I finished the main game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they must have added that in because I don't think you're ever going to end up going there. And it was...
I know because I was playing the base game recently and I was exploring and I went up to the top right. Because you see on the map this area with like a village and a few houses. And I'm like, never been there. Let's go there. Walk over and there's the edge of the world and you can go there. And I'm like,
so it must be all
that's
new.
Stupid.
Yeah, so it's around a lake.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the part which I definitely knew was new. But just like down to the right of it.
And you couldn't go over there as well.
Yeah, that's all been added as well. And I'm killing all these creatures that I've never encountered before. Yeah. One of them is like a fern bush with a pine cone on its back. I am not kidding.
What?
I know. I killed it. And I'm like, that was like a pine cone. What did the bestiary entry? Bestiary? That's what you call it?
Bestiary.
And bestiary, yeah. And it's got big claws. And they actually look like fern branch. I'll have to show you a picture. It's so weird. But it's essentially I've been killing these fern bushes with pine cones. You don't think of it like that, but when you look at the picture, you're like, oh yeah, that was a little weird. But yeah, that DLC is amazing. And then Blood and
Wine comes out
2 days.
2 days?
Yeah. I know, because I checked online.
I need to play Hearthstone.
Yeah, Hearthstone's about 10 hours. This is adding a whole new region, which is like...
30 hours. They said it was going to be 20. It's now 30 hours of content.
Yeah.
And it looks insane.
Yeah. The region, this massive new region. Though, like...
Based on the south of France.
Yeah.
And it's not touched by war at all, so everything's nice and pretty.
Pretty, but then...
Flowers and fields.
There's still monsters in it.
Oh, yeah. But apparently it's really dark.
Yeah. I think it's a lot more...
yeah, it looks like a lot of vampire.
A lot of blood.
No, what do they call them? Cathicas or something?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Catechas or something in Witcher 3? They're not actually called vampires, though.
Yeah. So... That was amazing. Though I had the same thing as you. I was playing Hearts of Stone, and thinking, oh, it's in the same location.
That first boss fight with the toad was stupid. I put the game down to easy difficulty for that.
Did you?
I got fed up because I'm like, I just want to play the game. I can't be bothered doing this super hard boss fight within 10 minutes of the start of the game.
So I felt like that boss fight was broken. Because
it was definitely not.
No, not because it was too hard, because I got it too easy, which sounds really weird, because I was fighting this toad. And so this is, I don't mind spoiling this.
Okay, I also say, I didn't have my character.
Okay.
I had to use the fresh character they give you.
Okay, well, I had this character who's, I probably would have had similar stats, but I maxed out in science. Now, this toad you fight is massively strong and huge, and he spits
stupid attacks.
Yeah, but so I was getting, I was struggling with my sword, so I was trying to use some of my different signs to get them. My flame attack annihilates him.
Really?
Yeah, so I could push fire at him, and if he was going to do a big body slam on me, the fire would freeze him in the air, I could move out of the way, and then he'd drop down. Thing is, none of that makes any sense, because there's dialogue before
and he says he's not afraid of fire.
He does, and I'm like, this is obviously, it must be broken, or something's gone wrong. I guess we updated the game a bit weirdly, so maybe there's a patch thing that didn't go
I looked
through.
online, and he's weak to Yrden, the slowing one.
Yeah, okay.
And I did that, and it kind of helped. I was like,
it's hard to get. Yeah, but my flaming attacks, I just kept using that.
He's also weak to the northern wind bombs, the ones that freeze him.
Yeah, okay. Oh, which makes
and the sides of his mouth. Whatever. Stupid boss fight. Didn't like it.
I'm not going to say what happens afterwards, but the couple of cutscenes that happen afterwards are amazing.
That's really cool.
There's an amazing fight scene. Yeah, we won't go into details.
Beach?
Yeah.
That was cool. That was awesome.
I don't want to say anything because it's just so good.
Yeah.
I'm just loving, I'm doing the second kind of quest thing at the moment, and I'm talking to side characters, which I think there'd be no importance, and the conversations are based off decisions I've made in the game.
Oh, awesome.
And I'm just like, this is so cool.
I really need to try and find my save.
Yeah. I can't wait for what's it called? Bottom line to come out. I want to do a video on Hearts of Stone, but I don't know what to show.
Because
you're spoiling.
I guess there'll be people who have either played it and they know, or there's people who haven't played it. And at this point, if they haven't played it, they're probably not going to.
Yeah.
Because everyone's been raving about Witcher 3 for the last year.
It's a shame how my favourite video game of last year is the one I haven't covered. I did one video on it on my channel, and I just couldn't, I was so happy about it, I just couldn't convey how amazing it was.
I think it's not the type of game you can do videos about.
Yeah, some people do like 100 episode series, but that's not me. No. I want to do maybe a couple.
I mean, all you could do is find a good quest and play through that quest. But
maybe when Bottom Line comes out, because it's a new area, I could do like an hour just of exploring and just seeing
like the first hour or
something. Yeah, just wondering, not even of the story, maybe just like exploring the wilderness and just finding monsters.
Exploring Skellige.
I loved Skellige. A lot of people said they didn't, but I loved Skellige.
So cool.
It took me a while to grow to it, but then just
Skyrim should have been.
Yeah, just the word I use is epic.
Yeah.
That it's just so epic. The thing I was going to say before is when you were starting Hearts of Stone, you're like, oh, it's in the same region. It's not going to be that interesting because it's just more of the same.
I was just like...
I had that at the start, but when I was exploring, like, I found these elven ruins, I found this spider village, I'm like... completely...
Well, once I got my tasks to do, I was like, oh, okay. I see where this is going. And at that point, I nearly
stopped for a bit there as well, like saying, oh yeah, some tasks, this will be alright.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be. Yeah.
But once I started those tasks, oh boy, I'm going to show you some stuff afterwards. But if you've played The Witcher, you definitely, people keep saying that the expansion was better than the story in the main game. And I can see it getting there. It's been incredible.
The main story in the main game is all right.
Yeah, it was all right.
It was good enough to keep me going.
Yeah. But some of the side quests or some of the small parts of that story were much more interesting. Yeah. Like the Bloody Baron quests.
Oh, Bloody Baron is really good.
Yeah, like really powerful.
I liked the whole finding Dandelion thing. And helping out the gangs.
Yeah.
And doing that stuff.
I loved the crones. Well, I didn't love them. I hated them.
Crones.
But like, it was really deep and mysterious. Yeah. And Johnny and those types of characters were stuff that I don't see in many other games.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, I've got you to download me a bunch of some of my old games and I've started playing them. Like I got Alpha Protocol downloaded because I haven't played that in ages. I know it's a good RPG to get into, and like it's really buggy and bad.
Those on the voice commands, right?
No, that's binary domain. That one's hilarious. But Alpha Protocol's like amazing choice decision. Like it's got incredible decision making. Like the decisions you make are really impactful. Yeah, like you're completely different outcomes to the game. However, the gameplay, the voice acting, every other aspect of it is pretty average. I think it's a BioWare or a Sega game. I think it's a Sega game. But anyway, I was going to play this because it was an RPG. And I think this is good. It would invest me over to getting internet, but nah, Witcher has got me there. I'm just playing so much of it.
Yeah.
I am missing multiplayer games like that is
Overwatch.
Overwatch and Siege and Rocket League, just anything really. Just because I've found playing so many single player games, I love how fresh a multiplayer game can be.
Yeah.
You just don't know what's going to happen.
I haven't played a multiplayer game seriously in like a year. Like I just, because I've been on average internet for ages and ages and ages, but I just play single player games. But yeah, Overwatch is definitely going to keep me hooked for a long time.
Cool. I think that's...
It's probably long enough.
That's probably long enough.
Just looking at the timeline.
This has been like a good therapy session for just to get out all this gaming talk. But so many... someone put out a post on Reddit talking about... it was a list of games that are coming out in essentially the 3-month period.
Yeah.
And it's from about a month ago to... or maybe a month and a half ago to a month and a half to come. And it includes stuff like Overwatch and the Mirror's Edge.
Oh, Mirror's Edge 2.
Yeah, that comes out.
Awesome.
I've heard the reviews. It's free, open world. I don't hear it's as good, but if you liked it, you probably won't like it. Supposedly No Man's Sky is in that.
I saw today, just got delayed to November.
Yeah, I saw a rumour it got delayed, but has it been confirmed?
August 9th.
Okay. It's still this year, but I honestly think that game is going to be not what... I wish it wasn't as hyped as it...
Yeah, I think people are going to be like, okay, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I don't see the point.
I think people got so hyped about this, you can do anything. And so now they're like, I need to be able to play with my friends. And they're trying, I don't think they're adding multiplayer, but they're adding like trading and all this other stuff. But honestly, I would have just been happy with what they probably initially had, which was this just flying around, exploring, just seeing crazy stuff.
I mean, I like exploring and stuff, but it's going to be like Minecraft. You're going to hit the point where you've seen everything. And then you stop.
Yeah, I would rather they developed, if they'd waited till now, I hope they've put a lot more time into making it just more and more varied. Like, I don't want to see all these animals on 2 and 4 legs. I want to see 20-legged monstrosities.
Or like gas animals.
Yeah. I want to see...
like space.
I want to see Spore on steroids.
Yeah.
Essentially, that's what I want to see. But I think it also needs to be well priced for what it that will be interesting. So, but anyway, so there's that game. There was this massive list, and there's all these incredible games coming out. I'm like, it's actually really cool at the moment.
Gaming's just getting better and better.
It's getting real. It goes through waves. At the moment, there's a whole lot of awesome games coming out. The E3 is in a couple of weeks.
Oh yeah.
I've been listening to Giant Bomb, and they've been doing some, talking about what do you think is going to be there and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's going to be a weird E3.
Really?
Because briefly, we won't go for too much longer. So Sony has to convince everyone to get this
new
4.5 PlayStation, which is like an upgrade, so you can kind of play 4K, but it doesn't play 4K. It upscales it, but it's a bit more powerful. But they also need to be able to say, we're not insulting everyone who's just bought a PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
Because every game is still for both.
Yeah.
Just one of them can do better. But but there's always rules. Like, one can't have more...
it doesn't seem like a good idea to me.
Well, yeah, it's interesting. I think it's going to take a lot of skill to pull it off well. It means they can do some better stuff, because the technology is just getting better. But
just buy a computer.
Yeah, honestly, that's why I love having my computer. I just haven't gotten a console. Though, if I had as much money as I wished, then I'd probably have every console.
Yeah.
Because there's so many cool console exclusives.
I'd like to get a PlayStation 4 as well.
Yeah. But they're not allowed to restrict stuff on the PlayStation 4 that's not on the 4.5 version.
Yeah.
You can't have more players in a lobby on online games.
Yeah.
But I think you can on a private match, because it's private. All this weird stuff that
just sounds...
you can't have a special... I can't think of the right word, but yeah. But anyway, I think, you know, it's kind of cool that they're getting better and better hardware out, hopefully for the same price, but I feel like it might be too soon. Anyway, we'll see what they say. Microsoft are in this boat of, I don't know what they're doing, but what were they talking about on Giant Bomb? They're doing something. But then you've got Nintendo, which have said...
They're doing a new console, right?
Yeah, so the NX is their new console. It's not being debuted at E3.
Okay.
Nothing is going to be on it. They've now said that the Zelda game that's coming out is for Wii U and the NX.
Okay.
And it's the only game, I think, they're bringing to E3.
Huh.
I'm pretty sure that's right. There's going to be... They don't do a conference. They just do that video. And it's just going to be... They might have other stuff in there. But I think actually at E3, there's just going to be all these consoles of Wii U's, not NX's, they've said, playing the Wii U version of the new Zelda game, like a demo, and that's it. I
feel like Nintendo could be doing so much more, and they're just not.
Yeah,
They're kind of like stalling.
I don't know. I think they're a little bit confused about where they're at, because the Wii U's kind of been a bit of a mess.
I feel like
I really wanted to get that console.
I love the fact that they do cool console ideas, like
Mario Maker.
Well, no, like going back, the GameCube had the crazy control and the thing, and then the Wii had motion control, and then the Wii U has all this stuff.
The gamepad. And
I feel like...
Thing is, if you look at the history, every second console is a hit.
Yeah. The Wii is the biggest selling console of all time.
Yeah.
And the Game Boy Advance was crazy big as well.
Yeah, so the Wii's, a lot of Wii owners are kind of feeling like, man, the console's already hit its end of its lifespan, it's about to get replaced, and I got it because I knew there was a new Zelda coming for it, but now the Zelda's also going to the NX, so what's the kind of the point?
Yeah.
Star Fox was kind of a miss, but there was Super Smash Brothers, there was amazing Super Mario Kart, and
Super Mario Maker.
Mario Maker, all these cool games on it.
But you think about it, there's only five. Say there's 5 good games for you. There's 100 good games for the PlayStation and the Xbox.
Yeah, there's 10 or 20. It is a niche console. It's really good for families and whatnot.
They could be doing so well.
I think they need to get pretty radical with their next console, but if they can do something which is radical, I think they might be going back to cartridges.
Oh wow!
Because it's solid state.
Oh.
Because it's not a spinning disc. Don't think of cartridges in the sense, but a cartridge is essentially like a flash drive. And so you just buy that, plug it in super fast speeds, you can store your saves on it. I honestly think that could be really cool and could work. It'd be honestly,
it'd be like a retro, like a new retro.
It feels retro, but it'd actually be a really cool...
If all the games were solid state drives, that'd be
you'd install them instantly. You don't have to spend what if Xbox and PS4 games you're spending half an hour installing it to your hard drive.
I remember when I got Destiny, midnight release, didn't play it. Got it at 12:30 or something. Didn't get home till 1. Didn't play it till 2:30. Yeah, you had to install it, and then day 1 updates. God.
So, but if they can bring out some really cool, I think the console needs to be something like that, which is actually cool. It needs to be good. It has to have decent hardware.
Because all the last consoles have it.
Been underperformed.
Crummy hardware compared to the competition.
Yeah, and I honestly think it needs to be something which is based off similar how the Xbox One has a similar architecture to a computer now. And there's a lot of, they can do both. It's much easier to develop for both consoles. If they can do something like that for Nintendo, I think that'd be really... However, we're 2 users. We're not even... most of the people who are talking about this stuff are full-time gaming journalists and have been there for years. Yeah. But I honestly think that's where they need to go. So I won't probably buy it, but
no.
I really hope they do well because they add something to the
market.
They add something to the market and to the gaming world that what other companies don't add.
And they wouldn't do it as well.
Splatoon was the weirdest but the coolest game.
Yeah, Sony or Microsoft would never do anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's a squid-based shooter, and it works, and only Nintendo would be crazy enough to try it and make it work. And
they did it, yeah.
And they did. So E3, and there's all these games that are, it's going to be the E3 for VR, because the Vive's out, Oculus Rift is out, and the Samsung VR...
whatever.
Yeah, that's what it's called, Samsung Gear. That is the stuff they'll need to... honestly, it's kind of getting in the hand of consumers to say, look, this stuff's actually amazing, getting more people to buy it, so it takes off.
Yeah.
Because there's some cool stuff coming out for it, but not as much as it needs to be. Anyway, but we should do probably a Yak Attack, after E3. We did one, I think, last year.
Yeah, we did our top 10 games.
Yeah, and we did the trailers and whatnot. I don't know if that format was worked as well because we couldn't show the video because of copyright and whatnot. But I think we could do something similar. Like we could probably
You could show stills, couldn't we?
yeah, show stills, and we could just discuss it afterwards and whatnot. So I'm sure we'll do something about that. I love watching all of the press conferences for how interesting and how painful they are. They are
so bad.
Always so bad. Ubisoft every year. I'm sorry, but your press conferences are so cringy.
I hate how they get like artists to come out and perform something. There's dances as well. It's like
why?
Why? We're at a video game conference. Just shut up and show the games.
Yeah. Oh, well, guys, thank you so much for listening. If you're still listening,
Still here after 48 minutes, probably.
Around coming up to over 3/4 of an hour. Thanks, guys, so much for listening. Hopefully, there will be the odd videos coming soon.
We'll get internet soon. So
internet within hopefully the next month or two. Like we've done this audio only because it's easier to upload, and we'll probably do that for the next couple as well. But yeah, thanks Tom for joining me.
Yeah,
and thanks guys, and we'll see you later.
See ya.